Okay, hello everybody. I'm Jasper. Welcome back to another episode of the Newton Public Schools Alumni Association Alumni Interviews. And today we will be joined by Shiri. So, Shiri, would you mind just giving us a quick introduction about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Jasper. Thanks for having me. Really excited to be on this page. I think it's a great idea and it's a great community that you forged. So thank you. My name's Shiri. I went by Shiri Peluso in high school. I got married, so my last name is now Segev. But I graduated Newton South in 2015. And at South, I participated in a number of different activities. I was involved in theater as well as the president of the Model United Nations Club. After high school, I went to Tulane University, where I double majored in philosophy and Spanish literature and language, with a minor in English. Um, I was down there in New Orleans for 4 years. I then moved abroad to Israel, where I worked at a software company for a year, and then received a full scholarship to go to law school back in Boston. So I returned
Oh,
to
wow.
Boston, went to law school at Suffolk, did that for 3 years, and am now working in house as a lawyer for a software company where I deal with software license agreements, contracts, and represent the company along with a few other lawyers, in as a lawyer.
Wow, being a lawyer for a software company sounds amazing, but it also sounds like a lot of tough work. So, I guess you've taken a lot of courses in high school. You've also been actively engaged in some activities like Model UN that you mentioned, as well as the theater program. So, I guess out of all the courses and activities that you've taken, how do you think Newton South maybe contributed to you, I guess finding a path or fixing yourself on what you want to do in the future, or maybe just exposing yourself to some new ideas?
Yeah, definitely. So, as we move on from high school, we realize that, life is hard, courses are difficult, and one will be challenged in one way or another. And I say that because I think Newton South, taught me how to think and taught me to be prepared for maybe some more difficult academic experiences that I may have down the road. I have friends from university who didn't go to my same high school who felt unprepared with the academic rigor that university was going to bring. Newton South offers the ability to, challenge your thinking, and also offers students the ability to take more challenging courses if they think they need it. So I, for one, really enjoyed and took advantage of the AP classes that were offered,
Oh, I
which
see.
also helped me get exempt from certain classes in college and helped me actually fulfill that double major and minor.
Oh wow. So it's just Newton South has a rich variety of courses that are both advanced as well as those who are maybe on the college preparatory level, and students should just take advantage of whatever suits their level best. Is that right?
Yes, that is exactly right,
That is
Jasper.
amazing. I see. So I know that law has a lot of research involved in it and also a lot of speaking in it. And I know that there are a lot of high school students in Newton South who may be interested in maybe pursuing a JD degree when they grow up or also even becoming a lawyer. So I guess since there are a lot of aspiring lawyers in high school, both in Newton South and also all around America, and around the world, what advice do you think you can give these students, both in the context of what Newton South can offer in terms of are there any specific programs or courses you can take, or just outside as a whole?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll answer the first question, which is what Newton South can offer. I, for one, took advantage of the mock trial team. I don't know if that's still offered at Newton South, but it was when I was there. And I was part of that for a few years to kind of understand what it's like to be a trial lawyer. And that kind of leads into my second point, which is I think that students of Newton South and in general at this age should realize that being a lawyer can look like a lot of different things. And so it doesn't necessarily mean going into the courtroom and, arguing for on behalf of the state to get a client out of jail, or even it doesn't look like, litigation at all. For example, what I do, I work for a company and deal mostly with contracts. I'm not in court. And so to that end, mock trial or courses and extracurricular activities such as those are great. But I would also say that practicing your writing and your reading comprehension is very important because those two skills, writing and reading, appear not only in a litigation track of a lawyer, but also in a corporate track if a lawyer prefers to go that route. So I would really say, as advice, kind of to someone who's maybe interested in pursuing a JD, try and start to think about, and really you guys are so young, so you really don't
I
need to decide.
see.
I
Yeah.
didn't decide until I was in my second year of law school,
Oh
but
wow.
start to think about whether you want to go down a litigation course or a corporate course where you're more working in a company or at a law firm representing companies instead of representing individuals in court.
I see. Okay. So, would you argue that since we need some sort of reading comprehension and maybe knowledge of some types of policy, would you say that maybe the English language or English literature or maybe the US government or comparative government courses would be useful?
Definitely, definitely. I think those courses would be useful. I think really anything in the liberal arts track would be useful. But I will also say that I have lots of friends from law school who majored in maths and science, really anything that you can think of. I have someone that majored in just Spanish and who ended up going to law school. So, what you
Oh, okay.
decide now as a high schooler, or really even as a college student, doesn't determine whether you will be a successful lawyer. I think that I would advise students who are interested in being a lawyer to maybe contact someone they know and ask them if they can work for them for over the summer or during the year
Oh,
as an
okay.
internship so that they can see what it's really like to work for a lawyer or to see what a lawyer does day to day.
Okay, so it's kind of about taking courses, being engaged with, what it takes to be a lawyer, as well as, getting some lived experiences with maybe shadowing a lawyer, trying to get an internship, something like that.
Definitely, because what you choose to do for your job is what you do for the majority of your hours when you're awake. And so you should really like what you do. And, in addition to knowing what it's like from an academic perspective, knowing what it's like, in the real world.
I see. Okay. So I know that for a lot of students watching this, they're worried about both high school and college life as a whole. So this doesn't need to necessarily be informational, but do you notice any things about, I guess, college life that you feel might be different? Something that might be new compared to the time when you were in college, which was some years ago, and will probably be comparatively earlier than the students will be heading off into college now?
Hmm. Well, when I started college, I mean, I can't say that there's something that sticks out. I'm not quite familiar with what life is like for college students now. I do know that we didn't have TikTok or any of these
Right.
social media things. That people have now. And to that end, I would just say focus on really what's important. College is an experience for you to have fun in, but also, take advantage of every opportunity that a university will bring to you. So, whether it's a large university or a small university, people like to see other people who take advantage of opportunity. And so, to the extent that you can find something and latch onto it and make yourself stick out, then people will really appreciate that.
I see. Okay, so I heard that college is going to be a lot of academics. Is going to be a lot of applying for scholarships and internships. It's also going to be about engaging in clubs with all your friends. So there's so many things in college, and for many people, they might feel kind of overwhelmed and that there's too much stuff to do. What should I prioritize? So I guess for your time in college, what are a few things that you believe you did that maybe had the largest impact or contribution to your professional development?
So this is something that you wouldn't expect, but I one of my majors was Spanish, and I chose to study abroad in Spain for a semester.
Oh, wow.
And while I was there, I lived in a homestay with a Spanish-speaking family and basically spoke Spanish my entire time there with very little English. I took all my classes in Spanish, all of my final exams in Spanish. And while that might not have directly have a direct application on, my path to becoming a lawyer, I think it really did give me a lot of maturity and teach me what it's like to, live as an adult on my own, and not just on my own, but on my own in a foreign country. And that really is applicable to, being a working professional down the line once one graduates college or graduates from law school, because to hold a job and to come in every day
Yeah.
takes responsibility. And so that really showed me responsibility. Then on a more direct application, one of my other majors was philosophy, and I joined a philosophy debate book club during law school, in which
Nice.
me and a professor and a few other students who were majoring in philosophy would meet every week in a coffee shop and debate a different book in philosophy. And that really did teach me how to debate, which is important in law school. And again, if you want to become a litigator, is very important in the courtroom.
I see. So I'm hearing that, there are direct experiences where philosophy really helped you to challenge yourself and learn argumentation for law. And then there's the more kind of broad application where it's kind of about maturing as a person. And I guess this can apply not only to law, which you do, but also to other professions and also just
Definitely.
to you as a person to improve
Definitely.
yourself, to learn to take care of yourself, to leave the house essentially and be able to live by yourself. Is that
Yes,
basically it?
definitely.
I
That's
see.
definitely it,
I
Jasper.
see. Okay, so I guess just to end it all off, because you're so much older than us measly high schoolers in Newton South, are there any values or mindsets in life that you think will be very important for us going on that you believe that we should always try to keep in mind?
Yes, definitely. I think that the one thing I would leave students with is try and be resilient. I think that life, will throw a lot of curveballs at you. Things won't always go the way that you want them to go. But life is about, pushing forward and taking the bad news and maybe not necessarily, making lemonade out of lemons, but pushing forward, trudging forward to get to the end goal,
I
because
see.
eventually the goal will be there and you will get to it. And it takes hard work, but in order to be successful, you have to be resilient. And yeah, I would really highlight that feature.
I see. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for being on this podcast today with us, Shiri. I'm Jasper.
Of
This is Shiri.
course.
Thank you so much for joining us. And to everyone watching, I hope you really enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.